Two comments I'll make there. One a comment on the way the science policy interface has evolved, and the second on what are the issues there. What I think has been remarkably successful over the last 20 years has been the fact, or the way in which the policy response community and the scientific assessment community of the IPCC have gradually got to understand each other and almost speak the same language. And it happened because when the IPCC was set up as an intergovernmental panel on climate change, which was essentially a governmentally supervised scientific assessment process, when it met as an intergovernmental body, it was headed by diplomats or others from policy departments of countries, but they brought along, if they weren't knowledgeable themselves, they brought along scientists, expert in the various aspects of the climate change science. And at the same time, because almost in parallel the convention was getting going, you had the policy people coming to negotiate the convention, and the scientists also brought along. So the mixture of the scientific process of primarily scientific process of the IPCC, primarily policy process of the convention, meant that you got interaction between policy people and science people attending these international fora in a way that you just wouldn't achieve and wouldn't have achieved back in countries. And in my observation, the dialogue and the interface and the understanding has been substantial. That said, I would also make the observation that we created an enormous, and I come from both the science community and the policy community, we created an enormous problem for ourselves by having two different definitions of climate change. The definition in the convention, which says climate change is only that which is due to human activities and is additional to any natural variability. And in the IPCC, we said climate change is all change, whether it's a result of natural variability or human. And so you have a lot of communication problems as a result of that. But by and large, I think that process has worked well. That was my first comment. My second comment on the process, I think there is a very genuine impasse that both communities have reached, and they are fairly polarised on it. One group of scientists, in my observation, take the view that since we understand reasonably well the science, and it suggests that there are big problems ahead, we have a moral obligation to promote that view and go out and become proponents for particular policies. The other group of scientists, and I'd have to say it was more the view of the role of science which sort of underpinned the setting up of the IPCC. The other view is the role of science is to be absolutely objective, take stock of the current state of knowledge, and present that to policymakers in an absolutely policy neutral way, as objective as you can. Now, the communities are polarised. There are those two different views, and I can't see at this stage, how we're going to resolve that, because they're values, they're sort of values-based attitudes, not something that can be sorted out, right or wrong by science. They're what you believe.